Hello, my friends! My name is Dani, and welcome back to another episode of the Guardian Gang SMP for our second episode wearing this Elder Guardian head because my friend Alex challenged me in what we call the Guardian Gauntlet, where basically I have to do something and I can't take this head off until I finish that something. And our something is an Olympic themed build that I have dubbed the Guardian Olympics. I tend to make my stuff a larger scale than they have to be. And so this was supposed to just be a build, but in my brainstorming I got a bit too extra and I have created a whole Olympic event based off the modern pentathlon in the Olympics. But our version is called the Minecraft Pentathlon because, well, it's in Minecraft. So we have a bunch of crazy events. We started them in the last episode. I recommend go watching that for context because we are jumping right into it today with preparing for the bow run on this, where we are going to have targets that you shoot. And I did a little bit of a teaser saying that I needed 20 beacons, and I have 26 here. So I have plenty. I went and got a bunch more. Fought the wither 20 times yesterday. It was a bit much, but it's fine. Please get back in the water. No, get back in the water, please. Please, that is not where you're supposed to be. Come on, back. Thank you. And back to what we were doing before I got distracted by that dolphin. So we're going to have targets that we are going to have to shoot with a bow or crossbow. Haven't quite decided yet. And when you shoot that, it's going to light up a beacon beam because I think that would be really cool. And I have a bunch of glass here, so it will match the color of the leather armor that they pick in the previous event with the horse racing. Oh, Alex joined the game. Hello. And so I'm going to get these all set up and show you exactly how the redstone works because I designed it and I'm quite proud of it. So yeah. Alright, so our path is done with these little posts. You can see a couple of them here. They match vaguely the colors of the armor. I say vaguely because we can customize the exact color of the leather armor, but not so with wool itself because imagine how many blocks that would be. But now I can show you the general idea. I decided I'm going to use crossbows for this, so for the event I'm going to supply crossbows and arrows, and I've already made those crossbows. I tried getting quick charge on them, but it took too long. So we're gonna show you what it's like. So you hit this, it doesn't matter where you hit it, and then boom, we get a beacon beam, and sadly it has to manually be reset. So basically what happens is there's a line of observers underneath the target block, and they push that stone block that I just placed down right here basically, and that lets the beacon beam shine through. And it doesn't matter, like I said, where this arrow hits. They could hit it anywhere and there would still be a change, meaning the observer does its job. All of these have that. So let's look at another color. This blue one's a pretty color. Look at that. It's a little bit purple. It's very nice. And so we have to reset it. That's one annoying thing I have. Scary. Okay, let's get in the water. Never mind, I'm no longer on fire. That scared me. Well, that's done, so these continue on the path. There is no rhyme or reason for where they are. They don't even necessarily follow the same like order where it's like a red, then a yellow, then a blue and a green, and then a other blue. They're just kind of random to kind of add some spice to it. And yeah, so this is the rest. There's just more of these posts and stuff. And then this circle, like I said in the last episode, if you watch it, this is where the race ends. So it starts all the way over there. After you cross the bridges, these posts start coming up and you hit them. And basically the beacon beams, they let me detect when or if all the targets were hit by a person, because that's when you're finished. When you reach the finish line and all your colored posts have been hit. And the beacon beams let me quickly figure that out without looking, just in case the arrows despawn. Because even if the arrow despawns or another arrow hits it for some reason, the beacon beam won't go away because it's not a sticky piston there. It's just, it pushes the block and then it stays there and the block cannot be moved. And so now we get to do the very fun thing of taking something off of my to-do list. So let's go all the way to the to-do. We did these bowroom posts, so we're gonna take that. Oh wait, this too! I can take both those off. I'm surprised I should have taken this off in the last episode, but I guess we're doing it now. Perfect. So now, next up, we are going to be figuring out these Elytra posts, and that is where, if we look at the requirements on the first page, remember when that said small to medium build? I mean, it still says that. We clearly haven't followed that. Anything that takes 15 stacks of copper is not a small to medium build. Okay, I keep talking. These Olympic rings, that is where the Elytra course rings are going to come in. Because I want, like, these dragon fireballs to be the kind of checkpoints, the things you gotta fly through in the course. And then it also fulfills that requirement. And then after we get those posts in, just the general circles that are in the Olympic rings, we're going to make dragon organics. And also, it is the day before the event. It is go time. I will show you when those posts are in, and we will do a test run of it together, or in the words of How to Train Your Dragon, or at least a soundtrack, a test drive. So let's go do that. Okay, so as you can tell, I did more than just do the posts. I also did the organics, and I absolutely love them, and we're going to start out with a test run of the course so we can see all the organics as I fly past them. And also, I made a skin for the event, and I was all excited, and then I realized you couldn't see my face, so I'm sad. I'll show you guys the whole thing later, but like here's the full thing. You just can't see my face. You just can't see my face. Let's get the armor back on and let's get started. So I made this in mind with a render distance of 10, and I tried to make it as clear as possible with the rings changing color, and it goes in a rainbow order. So hopefully it is not confusing. This track is pretty hard. It has a lot of tight turns that I feel like are going to be hard, and depending on how tight that turn is, these 3x3 holes that you gotta fly through as the course, they can be pretty hard to meet. So let's take a look and not crash this time. Oh, okay, we barely made that. Even this little bit is hard because you end up going pretty fast. And this dragon is slowly oxidizing. It's in the time lapse you saw it was orange, and I want it to be green. This part is the hardest. I did a little loop there. I can speak words because you end up going so fast that it is very hard to meet that turn. And these dragons, we've flown over 2 of them now, started at the first one. They're supposed to be like little checkpoints and also similar to the rings, but you just fly over them instead. I'm wondering whether or not to use them as actual checkpoints. Like if you accidentally hit something, you got to go back there. I'm not sure yet because the gap between the last one there and this one is pretty hard. And this is the hardest part. And I did it because I like to fly into my base that way underneath that. And this cloud jumper that we built in the last episode is actually our finish. That clip was kind of all over the place because I was flying so fast I couldn't get all the words out of my mouth. I feel fast enough. But I'm looking forward to how the others deal with that because that's pretty hard. If you hit the lantern or the stairs, you land in the water. It's not like hitting another spot where you can just use a rocket after you start falling. This, you land and you have to jump out of the water with a low ceiling. So if someone crashes there, they're in for a hard time. And this area right here is the hardest, and I made this in mind with the second round being no rockets, because I think it's possible up until here. We'll see how it goes, because this is literally hours before the event actually, so these just got up, and so no one has practice, and we are not allowed to practice. We'll do a rundown of the order so no one gets confused during the actual event, but there will be no practicing. And so that leaves us to take another thing off of our checklist, and we'll look at these in a second. I already took the organics off because I got excited and I took them off. So I'm going to take that off. And this is unrealistic. I put this here last night because I was feeling really hopeful with those organics that we did. So we have two things left. The medals and the bow run boxes, which I have set up. We just haven't placed them. Because this horse race, they are going to start up there with their horse. Hello, Enderman. I think I have a boat for you. Yes, I do have a boat. You stay right there. Okay, buddy? There we go. Good job. And I have fallen. And I'm going to have... This is where they get their horse armor. And I decided to go with crossbows because here's my reasoning. Everyone on the server here uses bows. So everyone would be thrown off if we use crossbows. That's my only reasoning. I think it's funny. So they get a stack of arrows, the crossbow, and their armor, and the color that they are supposed to be looking out for on the bow run. And so these, I thought that we could put them on top. Let's put all these rockets away. I had flight 1, 2, and 3. So 2 goes here, 3 goes there. Okay, perfect. I am still organized. As I was saying, I want to put these on the spikes up here. On top of the end rods, because they'll ride down here, and I want them to be pretty close, because I don't want someone to be super disadvantaged if they don't get the closest one, you know? So I was thinking this area has quite a bit of ice spikes, and I'm going to put my favorite colors closer because I'm a big fan of blue. This one there. So they're pretty close together. Some of them are definitely closer than others, but that is that done. So now we can take this off. Maybe we do have time for that award platform. What am I talking about? And now medals. That's our last thing. So for this, I think I mentioned it. I want to basically make a block and just name it. I know it's simple. I did not mean to do that. It is simple, but we don't have any custom textures or anything of the sort on here, so I think this will be good enough. So we quite literally have gold, silver, bronze, except only one of them is literally what it is. So my favorite thing about this is that we have farms for these two, and I'm the only one with a farm for this one. So third place is the most valuable if they choose to deconstruct it into its components. Oh yeah, and these, the Toothless Organic and Light Fear Organic, I want to save those for a better design. Those won't be for this event. That'll just be for my base later on. So let's add that award platform. And let's grab some building blocks. I plan on making little balloons. I have my azalea leaves because those are always nice, and anvils to put them on, and spruce wood because spruce wood is the best wood. I will not be debating this, although I think most people agree with me, so I don't know where to put it because we actually have plans here, plans that have never been done, and will they ever be done? Good question. I think this is a good spot because they can be here, and then I can call people up. And I should also talk about how this is going to be scored. I think that would be a good idea, so you guys know how this is going to go in the next video when this starts up. So we're gonna do nothing fancy. We're going to strip these because I love stripped wood. We're gonna place this, and scoring. So for scoring, how I want to do that is I would like for it, so say you get first place, it's going to be like golf. That's the simplest way I can put it. It's going to be like golf, and you will get 1 point if you're in first, and like 5 points if you're in fifth. And so we'll tally those up as we go. Let's make these warped, so there's a bit of color. There we go. This is such a last minute build. I wouldn't be surprised if it does not turn out. Whoever has the least points gets first, and that is how it is going to work. Okay, so now that we're centered, we can have this be 2 blocks high. Let's make it 2.5. This be 1.5. And then, although that looks really low, maybe we should make it like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I think that's good. Though this looks so tall. Maybe like that. And there's just a half slab between them. I think I like that. And then we can hide a ladder in the back so they can get up easily. I think that'll work. There we go. Perfect. And we can hide the back of this with something. Maybe a tree. Maybe I can pull a custom tree out really, really fast. I don't feel like that looks like a balloon. I don't feel like that looks like a balloon. How do you make balloons in Minecraft? Maybe... There, that looks a bit more random. I think that works. And then we can do that, and let's do the same thing, but slightly taller over here. So it is asymmetric. So we're not in line with this, and we are also asymmetrical. I think that's a good way to go. And let's start with green here. I've never built balloons, guys, in Minecraft. I also think the blue should stick out a block. It looks too flat right now, but we can fix that. We'll just do that. We're gonna have 2 blues. There we go. That's our balloon. And then we're actually gonna go like that. And what I find really funny about this is since we have 4 people in first, second, and third, at the end of this, we're going to have 1 person down there. Not to single them out or anything. Oh no! This is a sad thing about having a smaller server right now. So, I think it is custom tree time really quickly here with some spruce wood and azalea leaves. Custom trees activated. I haven't built many custom trees. I've been playing around with them in creative a bit, but this is the first one I built in survival. And I really like the way the stripped oak, not oak, that is spruce. I really like the way the stripped spruce looks with the azalea leaves because both are kind of a not super saturated brown, which I think looks really nice. They're kind of muted. I think that's the word. And so let's grab a lectern. And I think that's our last thing. I think that's our last thing. Wow, it feels good to be done. Insert fancy words here. I don't have anything planned for what to say. We're gonna wing it. And it's going to be awkward like always. And I think I should supply rockets for the Elytra event. This is just little maintenance pieces at this point. I think it'd be a good idea to give everyone some flight duration 2 and flight duration 3. Mainly because I know everyone's used to flight duration 1, and it would be funny to watch people mess up with flight duration 3 because they try to be cool. But that's our podium. Looking snazzy and looking pretty nice with those trees in the back. I realize that you are all watching this practically eons after this event came out and I just crash landed. And I appreciate you guys watching regardless and dealing with it because you pretty much have to in order to watch this video. I like to maintain just a weekly schedule, and having a backlog helps me, especially with school and work. So sometimes videos are uploaded a little bit after they happen, and that's just how it is. It helps me, it makes me feel good about my videos, and so I hope you all understand, and I hope that next week I can see you for the Guardian Olympics. And trust me, there will be chaos. It hasn't happened yet, but I know my friends. It'll be chaotic, and I hope to see you there. So until then, have a good one, and bye-bye.